We are counting down the 8 biggest tech companies responsible for the thousands of layoffs reshaping America in 2025. From behind-the-scenes software vendors to the giants fueling the AI boom, these companies are driving a crisis that is forcing even the most secure tech workers to rethink their future. Each entry reveals the real numbers, the critical reasons, and the human cost behind America's accelerating wave of tech job losses. Let us begin at number 8. Oracle rarely makes headlines, but its software quietly powers the backbone of corporate America. In August 2025, the company carried out several rounds of layoffs, trimming more than 450 positions from its U.S. workforce. Most of those affected worked in support and operations, roles that until now felt stable in the shadow of Oracle's long-term contracts and deep integration with Fortune 500 clients. Company leadership is chasing higher revenue per employee, pouring resources into cloud computing and artificial intelligence-driven enterprise services. For many inside Oracle, automation isn't just a buzzword, it's the reason their job disappeared. WARN filings confirm the cuts, but the real shock comes from the realization that even the most stable enterprise software roles aren't insulated anymore. As Oracle pushes to automate support and streamline operations, workers who spent years believing they were safe are now left questioning whether any job in tech is truly untouchable. Cisco's August 2025 layoffs landed with a jolt. Just weeks after reporting $56.7 billion in annual revenue, a 5% jump from the year before, 221 employees in Milpitas in San Francisco received termination notices. CEO Chuck Robbins had gone on CNBC in July, assuring viewers, "We will not use AI to reduce headcount." But the reality on the ground told a different story. Roles labeled as overlapping or non-essential were quietly eliminated, with many affected workers coming from networking and hardware teams that once defined Cisco's core business. For those caught in the downsizing, the sense of betrayal ran deep, especially among mid-career professionals who had trusted public promises of stability. The company's record revenue offered no shield. Instead, it was a stark reminder that even growth can be followed by cuts when automation and efficiency take precedence over people. The contradiction left employees and industry watchers questioning whether any assurances from the top still hold weight in today's tech world. IBM, once a symbol of corporate permanence, delivered one of the most sobering lessons of 2025. Over 8,000 employees lost their jobs, the majority from human resources and administrative departments. These were not coders or product managers, but the people who scheduled interviews, processed payroll, and kept the internal machinery running. IBM's leadership did not hide the cause. The company is openly deploying AI tools like Watson Orchestrate to handle routine office work, from managing calendars to processing documents. For many, these were the kinds of jobs thought too mundane to attract automation's attention. In 2025, it was precisely these predictable, repetitive tasks that became the first to go. The layoffs sent a chill through white-collar America. Middle managers and office support staff across the country began to see their own roles as vulnerable. IBM's move stood as a warning: automation is not coming for the future. It is already rewriting the rules for millions of office workers right now. Meta's workforce entered October 2025 already carrying the weight of repeated layoffs from the past 2 years. Instead of a single, massive round, employees faced yet another wave of job cuts, with hundreds more let go just as many teams were still recovering from 2023 and 2024 reductions. Leadership has been clear on earnings calls. Meta is funneling resources into artificial intelligence and metaverse platforms, demanding that every dollar support these long-term bets. Legacy teams, once considered foundational, have been quietly dismantled or absorbed, leaving workers to wonder if their skills will matter in the next quarterly review. For those who survived earlier rounds, the relief was short-lived. Uncertainty became routine. Will my team exist next quarter? At Meta, job security no longer hinges on performance, but on whether your work aligns with the company's shifting priorities. The result is a culture of constant churn, where even the most talented employees find themselves bracing for the next reorganization. On October 28, 2025, Amazon sent shockwaves through the tech world by announcing 14,000 corporate layoffs in a single day. Nearly 5,600 of those jobs belong to engineers, roles once considered the company's backbone. The cuts landed hardest in Washington, New York, New Jersey, and California, striking at the heart of tech-driven communities built around Amazon's sprawling hubs. No division was untouched. AWS, retail, advertising, gaming, and grocery teams all saw layoffs. CEO Andy Jassy made no attempt to soften the message. He described his vision of Amazon as the biggest startup in the world, insisting that the company must move faster, cut bureaucracy, and run leaner. The word startup was used to reframe everyday structure as something to be constantly rebuilt. Jassy drew a direct line between Amazon's push into artificial intelligence and the shrinking workforce, stating that AI would reduce the need for people in many current roles. For thousands of employees, the transformation from a stable corporate giant to a perpetual startup meant their jobs and their sense of security were suddenly labeled as overhead. The reality was stark. Even technical talent at the core of Amazon's success was no longer safe from the relentless drive for efficiency. Microsoft's 2025 layoff story is defined by scale and intent. In May 2025, nearly 6,000 employees were let go. By July 2025, another 9,000 received severance notices, amounting to over 15,000 jobs lost within 7 months. In Washington state alone, more than 3,200 roles vanished, including positions in gaming, Azure, LinkedIn, and core engineering teams. These were not just support staff, but highly skilled developers, people whose work shaped the company's biggest products. The driving force is clear. Microsoft is channeling $80 billion into AI infrastructure, the largest capital investment in its history. CEO Satya Nadella has stated that AI now writes up to 30% of the company's code, a figure used to justify shrinking engineering teams while promising greater output per person. For many inside Microsoft, the irony is sharp. The very tools they built to drive the future are now measuring whether their own jobs are still necessary. As the company pivots to an AI-first model, the promise of job security is replaced by a new metric: how much value you deliver in a world where machines do more of the work. In January 2025, more than 1,000 jobs disappeared across Fitbit, hardware, and engineering. In February 2025, several hundred more cuts hit cloud and human resources. By April 2025, Android, Pixel, and Chrome teams faced further reductions. In October 2025, over 100 design roles vanished from Google Cloud. This steady drumbeat felt like stability slipping away as trusted roles simply disappeared. But the most profound change came quietly. Around 35% of managers who oversaw small teams lost their roles this year. Internal memos revealed a new rule: no manager should have fewer than 8 direct reports, flattening the organization and erasing layers of middle management. Voluntary buyouts swept through at least 10 divisions, with 3 to 5% of affected teams accepting exit packages. The result is organizational flattening and faster churn. Chief Financial Officer Anat Ashkenazi made the company's priorities clear. She said, "We have to push cost cuts a bit further, especially in legacy operations and support areas, to concentrate investment in AI and infrastructure." For longtime Googlers, the old campus culture of stability and perks is fading, replaced by a relentless focus on efficiency and automation. Intel's legacy as an American hardware powerhouse faces its harshest reckoning yet. Between July 2024 and November 2025, the company eliminated 35,500 jobs worldwide, 20,500 of those in 2025 alone. Oregon, once home to Intel's largest United States manufacturing hub, saw more than 3,100 jobs disappear in a single year. In July 2025, roughly 5,000 employees in California and Oregon received layoff notices. By November, another 669 positions in Oregon were cut, pushing local unemployment claims to levels not seen in decades. Chief Executive Officer Lip Bhutan has set a target to shrink Intel's workforce by as much as 20%, a move driven by mounting losses in the global semiconductor race. The company cut $800 million from its research and development budget, a decision that sacrifices future innovation for immediate survival. In a striking admission, Tan told investors, 20 or 30 years ago, we led the world. Today, we are not even in the top 10. For thousands of engineers and technicians who devoted their careers to Intel's rise, the reality is inescapable. The company they built is being dismantled, and the shockwaves are rippling through entire communities. Across all 8 tech giants, one pattern is clear. AI and relentless efficiency now drive decisions, not loyalty or stability. Nearly 183,000 layoffs in 2025 alone showed that even the biggest names are restructuring nonstop. For America's workforce, the future of tech means constant change, ready or not.